16 militia leaders charged in Khamis Abkar murder case. Sudan, what is currently happening is a proxy war against the state's sovereignty. Germany should consider Israeli sanctions, senior lawmaker says. Hello and welcome. The Anti-Terrorism and Crimes Against the State Court, headed by Judge Al-Mamoun Al-Khawad, officially charged 16 individuals in absent yesterday in the murder case of the former West Darfur Governor Khamis Abkar. Among the key defendants are the Rapid Support Force RSF leader Mohammed Hamdan Daglo Himiti, Abdul Rahim Daglo, Abdul Rahman Juma, and Abdul Mun'im Abdul Mahmoud. The defendant faced charges under the Article 186 to 191 of the Sudanese Criminal Code, which include war, crimes, genocide, crimes against humanity, rape, looting, forced displacement, incitement, and incitement to hatred. Judge Al-Khawad confirmed the defendant were responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity, including the murder of Governor Khamis Abkar. The charges also cited the systematic killing of approximately 15,000 members of the Masalit ethnic group and the forced displacement of 700,000 others to Chad. Minister of Justice Dr. Abdullah Daraf held a meeting yesterday with the Minister of Interior Lieutenant General Abkar Samra to discuss key issues concerning the role of law and law enforcement in Sudan. Daraf stated that the discussion focused on improving conditions or coordination between the two ministers, particularly regarding the detainees awaiting investigation and trial, and the large or legal procedure related to their cases. He commended the police department in Khartoum state for their professionalism and commitment to enforcing the law. For his part, the Minister of Interior acknowledged the Ministry of Justice's strong commitment to legal matters. He added that Minister Daraf pledged to urgently address the legal status of detainees awaiting trial, especially those whose cases are linked to Constitutional Court. The Sudanese government has issued a strong warning to the regional and international communities about what it described as growing conspiracy against its citizens led by the Rapid Support Force, RSF militia, and foreigner mercenaries fighting along them since the outbreak of the rebellion. In a statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Khartoum expressed alarm over the shift in the nature of conflict, saying it now poses a serious threat to regional and international peace. The statement further claimed Sudan holds concrete evidence proving the involvement of mercenaries from Colombia and several neighboring countries, allegedly sponsored by the Abu Dhabi authorities. Sudan's Minister of Finance, Dr. Jibril Ibrahim, has pledged to address the worsening humanitarian and health crisis, along with the liquidity shortage affecting the citizens in Katugli and Dilling in South Kordofan state. The suffering is due to blockade imposed by the SPLMN, Al-Hilu faction, and affiliated militia. During a meeting with the State Deputy Governor, Mr. Abdurrahman, Dr. Ibrahim committed to coordinating with relevant government bodies and the UN agencies to deliver emergency aid, including medicine and food. He also promised to leverage partnership with humanitarian organizations to provide cash support for residents until more permanent solution can be implemented, including lifting the siege and reopening access to boats. The Deputy Governor urged the immediate support for federal authorities to ease the suffering of the population. The North State Anti-Smuggling Department, in coordination with the General Intelligence Service, has thwarted a major attempt to smuggle large quantities of banks. Authorities seized a vehicle loaded with sacks of the drug and uncovered additional quantities buried nearby, bringing the total to 47 sacks. Police General Major Lawyer Jamal Al-Awad Al-Amin, Assistant Director General of the Anti-Smuggling, said the operation reflects a strategic plan to tighten border control, adding that this force or his force are operating in full coordination with other security services to dismantle smuggling network. Police Brigadier General Atif Al-Radi, Director of the Northern State Anti-Smuggling Department, said the successful seizure was based on precise intelligence and confirmed that the arrest of 3 suspects at the scene. Authorities in Khartoum State have launched a wide-ranging campaign to combat disease and limitation or elimination of mosquitoes and fly as part of a border environmental sanitation efforts aimed at preparing for the return of citizens. Speaking at the launch, Abdul Mun'im Al-Bashir, Executive Director of the locality, emphasized the importance of joint official and community efforts to restore a healthy environment. He highlighted that the environment is now top priority for the state and local governments, especially in mitigating the effects of the autumn season. The Ministry of Urban Planning in Khartoum State has warned against illegal attempts by individuals and groups to sell or seize the state-owned land, calling such actions a clear violation of the law. In a statement, the ministry stressed that it is the only authority legally permitted to managing and allocate the state land under the urban planning law. It cautioned the public not to purchase land from any unauthorized source, warning that violators will face legal consequences. The ministry urged citizens to remain vigilant and report any suspicious land transaction. Israel cabinet could approve a fully military takeover of Gaza as early as Tuesday, marking that it is the first move like that in over 20 years, according to local media. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is reportedly leaning toward an expanded offensive across the entire enclave following the collapse of indirect ceasefire talks with Hamas. Israel officials has discussed the possibility of intensifying military operation. It remains unclear whether the proposed actions would lead to a long-term occupation or a limited mission focused on dismantling Hamas and rescuing hostages. The move comes amid international calls for a ceasefire. A senior member of the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz coalition has called for Berlin to consider sanctions on Israel, including suspending some weapons exports or pausing European Union political agreement. Semjay Muller, deputy leader of the Social Democratic SPD, made the remarks in a letter to fellow SPD lawmakers following a recent trip to Israel. She wrote, "My assessment is that Israel government will move a little without pressure. If such concrete improvement fail to materialize in the near future, there must be consequences." Her comment reflects growing frustration in Berlin, though no major policy shift has occurred yet. This was your today's news by Sniper TV. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.